Arkansas's breaking news leader. Fox 16 News at 9 starts now.
Major developments tonight involving the state's scheduled executions. The latest, a Pulaski County Circuit judge issuing a temporary restraining order, effectively barring the state, at least for now, from going on with the 7 executions it's scheduled for later this month. More on that in just a minute, but we begin with yet another development involving one of the inmates scheduled to be executed on Monday. Bruce Ward has been on death row since 1990 for strangling a Little Rock convenience store clerk, but tonight the state Supreme Court issued an emergency stay on his case. So, as of this very moment, everything is on hold. We begin with a closer look at the emergency stay granted for Ward. Fox 16's Stephanie Sharp on top of these developments. She joins us live from the state Supreme Court. Quite the night, Stephanie.
Yeah, Kevin, quite the night indeed. All of these court proceedings kind of coming to fruition at the end of the day today. What we do know is the Arkansas State Supreme Court did not give a reason for the stay. Yeah, we're still waiting to hear back from his attorneys on their thoughts on all of this.
All right, Stephanie, thank you very much for the update. The other major development that we're following closely tonight, a ruling from a Pulaski County judge which places all 7 scheduled executions in limbo. Tonight, Circuit Judge Wendell Griffin sided with McKisson Corp., a drug distributor that accused the Department of Correction of obtaining its supply of vecuronium bromide by misleading them. Now, Judge Griffin ruled today in the drug company's favor and set a hearing date for Tuesday morning for an appeal. Attorney General Leslie Rutledge's office tonight saying she will work to reverse that order as soon as possible. Another factor in play, a federal judge expected to rule and determine if the executions can go on as planned starting this Monday. Now that ruling could come down at any point in time. The lawsuit argues Arkansas's expedited schedule of executing potentially 7 prisoners in 11 days violates the inmates' right to counsel by forcing lawyers to shuffle in between cases as they work last-second appeals. Lawyers for the state counter, saying the inmates' attorneys have had more than 10 years of execution delays to prepare their arguments. They say the lethal injections will do their job without causing suffering, and they put prison officials on the stand to testify that they can handle the compressed schedule. Well, the same day Judge Wendell Griffin issued the restraining order, our cameras caught him outside the governor's mansion with dozens of demonstrators protesting the executions. That's him right there. At one point, Griffin, as you can see here, sent a silent message by laying in a gurney motionless. Now, earlier today, another protest, this time at the state capitol. And as Fox 16's Josh Berry reports, a number of speakers took the stand, including those directly impacted by the death penalty, pleading for the state to hold off. Johnny Depp certainly getting a lot of attention at today's protest, his appearance lighting up social media. He was only here for an hour or so, but did have this to say about state leaders and the scheduled executions.
As Marilyn Manson once said, you know, they'd probably be better off being listened to than spoken to. I would imagine.
Depp, who was very soft-spoken, also questioned the drug that will be used in the executions. Depp and Eccles left the rally together. Of course, this story will continue to change, especially over the next several days. We will continue to follow these latest developments, and we'll bring you the very latest, both on the air and online at fox16.com.
And breaking news right now into Fox 16, Little Rock police are responding to a shooting just off Interstate 30 at the Spring Valley Apartments. We have not been able to confirm any injuries or if anyone has been shot at this time. We have a crew on the scene right now, and we hope to bring you a live report a little later in this newscast. You can follow us both on air and online for the latest. Well, heavy winds and rain continue to move through the state. Good evening, everyone. I'm Donna Terrell. Kevin is off tonight. Our team is tracking the weather both on the ground and on radar, and we want to begin now with our chief meteorologist, Jeff Baskin. Jeff, of course, we're just wondering, what are we looking at right now?
We have some rain and some thunderstorms moving into the state from central Arkansas by about mid-morning. Coming up in just a few minutes, we'll have more radar views and time out when that line is going to move through the state.
All right, and thank you, Jeff. We also have a crew on the ground tonight who's been following this weather all afternoon. Fox 16 Charmaine Nero is in Clark County tonight. Charmaine, what are you seeing this evening?
Well, hello, Donna. We've been out here pretty much throughout the afternoon. Of course, stay tuned to fox16.com for any updates. Donna reporting live here in Arkadelphia. Going to send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Charmaine, thanks a lot for that. And the Arkansas Storm Team is on standby should severe weather strike. We will be there for you on the air, online, and make sure you and your family are safe. So keep it right here on Fox 16.
And I talked to him, and I was letting him know how proud I was of him. And then that he, you know, I was just letting him know that I'd be checking up on you all the time while you at school.
Well, tonight we are learning more about the Pine Bluff High School student police say was found murdered earlier this week. Investigators say a 16-year-old admitted to shooting the teen. Fox 16's Jonathan Roselle sat down for an exclusive interview with the victim's aunt. Jonathan.
And Donna, the aunt tells me her family is hurting.
And back now to our breaking news story. Little Rock police are responding to a shooting that happened just off Interstate 30 at the Spring Valley Apartments. Fox 16's Mitch McCoy on the scene. Mitch, we understand this was a double shooting. Is that right?
Yeah, Donna, I was able to confirm within the last couple of minutes that this is a double shooting investigation at this apartment complex right off of Interstate 30. This is a pretty good stretch of road here before we get to the Geyer Springs. So this apartment complex corners Interstate 30 and Mitchell Drive, and that's right off of Geyer Springs. So it's kind of off in that corridor area. I'm going to step off and just let you guys see kind of what we're seeing at this point. And you're seeing this massive police presence. It's not just these police cars that are right here that you're looking at, but there are more police cars behind this apartment complex, and then there's also an ambulance still on the scene here. I am told that the shooting actually happened behind this apartment building right here, and you're seeing a lot of police officers just standing guard. They're not letting anyone behind this building that you're looking at right now. So I'm still trying to figure out exactly why. Usually we are allowed to go up to where the crime scene tape is, and that is not being allowed at this point. Obviously there's a reason for it. We're trying to figure that out, but we do know that this is a double shooting investigation. Not much has been released. The Public Affairs Office, the people who communicate with the media, they're responding here to the scene. So we don't know much about suspects or the victims or how serious those injuries are. That's information that we're expected to learn within the next half hour or so. And Donna, just to give you a little background on exactly where we're at, last night I was doing that story on the prostitution sting, the illegal sex sting that the Little Rock Police Department was holding, and it was off of Mitchell Drive. This is the exact street where I am. It was just one block up where that sting was happening, just to give you a little perspective on where we're at right now. Reporting live in Little Rock, Mitch McCoy, Fox 16 News.
All right, I know a lot of information is still coming in. There's a lot of stuff that you don't know yet. You've actually gathered quite a bit of information in a short time, so we appreciate that. Let us know, Mitch, if you get more information on this story. We'll check back with you if you do. All right, thanks. And back now to our breaking news story. Little Rock police continuing to investigate a double shooting. At least one person has died. This happened at the Spring Valley Apartments. That's just off I-30. We once again go back to Fox 16's Mitch McCoy, who's at the scene of this shooting, to find out if there's any new news to report. Mitch.
Yeah, Donna, within the last 5 or 10 minutes, we confirmed that one person is dead. Another is in serious condition after a shooting here at Spring Valley Apartments. This is right off of Interstate 30, and I want to get straight to the person with all of the information. It's Officer Steve Moore with the Little Rock Police Department. Can you tell us just what you have so far in terms of information from out here?
All right. It's very early in the investigation, but about 8:40 tonight, officers received a call here to 8701 I-30 for a shooting just occurred. Officers got here rather quickly, immediately found two victims in the courtyard of the complex here. Can confirm that one of those individuals has died from their wounds. The other has been taken to a local hospital with serious injuries. At this time, we don't have any suspect information or what caused the shooting to occur.
Do we know anything about the victims, the people that were shot?
Other than their males, I don't have ages or anything like that right now.
Okay, is there an active search right now for a suspect, the one that's responsible for pulling the trigger?
Yeah, we're trying to get as much information as we can to see suspect or suspects and see what we can look for.
Very active scene. You guys have been on the scene for less than an hour now, so you guys are still trying to collect everything and from witnesses and people, obviously a lot of witnesses out here because it's an apartment complex. Does that help the investigation at all?
Yes, hopefully we'll have people that will cooperate with us and people that saw what happened with as you can see, there's a lot of people out here even now, and maybe that'll help us find out who's responsible for this.
Okay, we're seeing a lot of crime scene tape behind this building right here. We're not able to see it here in our picture. Is that where the shooting happened? Was that, I'm being told, maybe near a pool?
Yes, I know it's back over our shoulder here around in the middle of the courtyard, in the middle of the complex.
Okay, right in the middle. All right, officer, we appreciate your time. Obviously, Donna, a very active scene out here. One person dead, another seriously injured in a double shooting here. Spring Valley Apartments. It's in Southwest Little Rock. Still working on suspect information. We'll pass it along. Updates on air and online as we get them. Reporting live in Southwest Little Rock, Mitch McCoy, Fox 16 News.
All right, Mitch, thank you. Significant salary bumps are on the way for some Little Rock City employees. The announcement comes after Fox 16's extensive coverage on some of the failures of the Little Rock's 911 call center. So, city leaders say starting salaries will increase by $1,000. A call taker who would normally start at more than $28,000 will soon start at $35,000. And it's much more for dispatchers who would normally start out at $31,000. Their starting salary will now be $43,000. Here's Fox 16's Mitch McCoy.
Now, from the station you count on for local news that matters, this is KARK4 News at 5 in high definition.
Developing news and breaking news coming at different angles at you this evening. First, we go to Sherwood tonight. Police investigating a death there that has been ruled a homicide. The victim is an elderly woman.
This all taking place on Shoshone Drive, and that is where KARK4's Drew Petrimo is tonight on the scene. Drew, what do we know at this point?
Well, good evening, Ashley and Bob. Sherwood police cleared out here within the last hour. What happened to her between the time she left church and when a relative found her this morning is what Sherwood police are desperately trying to figure out at this hour. For now, that's the latest here live in Sherwood. I'm Drew Petrimo.
All right, Drew, thanks very much. And also at this hour, we're following a story breaking out of Polk County. Police there on the scene of a shooting near the town of Dover. Authorities have not released much information right now, but we do know a deputy was involved. We have a crew on the way, and we'll bring you the very latest as we learn more. You can also get the most up-to-date information on both of these stories at ArkansasMatters.com.
Stop the violent crime. Put the guns down. Because no mother should have buried their child.
The family of a teen shot and killed in a convenience store seeking answers this evening. Now police say that they may be a little bit closer to catching the people responsible for Wednesday's shooting that left an 18-year-old dead.
And KARK's Charmaine Nero has the latest. Charmaine, you spoke with one of the victim's family members today. What did they tell you?
Bob and Ashley, I spoke to Jalen Faulkner's cousin, who says she's still shocked at the news of his death. The family tells me they're still working on funeral arrangements for Faulkner. Bob and Ashley, back to you.
All right, Charmaine, thanks very much. A reward has been doubled for information leading to an arrest in a man's killing outside a local business. Harvell Todd Sieber was shot to death outside this business on East Capitol Avenue last month. The Little Rock Police Department now says the reward is up to $10,000. If you know anything that could lead to an arrest, you're asked to call police.
The Saline County Prosecuting Attorney Ken Cassidy ruled an October shooting by a Bend police officer was justified. Bend police responded to a domestic disturbance call between Thomas Burns and his estranged girlfriend. Police say Burns pointed a gun at an officer, and when he ignored commands to drop the gun, the officer shot him. Burns died from his injuries. A pellet gun was found near Burns. Family and friends of 2-year-old Ramaya Reed sharing a somber moment as they gathered to say their final goodbyes to that young child.
The toddler was shot and killed last week during a drive-by shooting in Little Rock, and police are still on the hunt tonight for her killer.
KRK4's Jonathan Roselle was there as loved ones later to rest.
All right, Jonathan, thanks very much. According to the Arkansas Department of Corrections, some staff members at the Varner unit were injured after a series of altercations. This happened on Wednesday, all around 10:30 in the night in one of the housing units there. According to an ADC spokesperson, about a dozen inmates broke windows and set small trash cans on fire. One of the staff members suffered minor injuries, but no inmates were hurt during that altercation.
The case against a Hot Springs man accused of dragging his wife through a cemetery has been dropped. Tyler Bates was facing a domestic battery charge as well as violation of protective order. A judge has ordered Bates and his wife to seek marriage counseling. They are both due in court later this month. Simulated gunshots may have been heard near UALR's campus in Little Rock as campus police host an active shooter training event. University of Arkansas Little Rock Police Department invited an out-of-state organization to train officers, including those from LRPD, in planning a rapid response deployment for an active shooter incident. The training had both classroom presentations and hands-on scenarios.
It means for us that not only will we help students survive, but it also means for us helps us survive, because then we know how to properly respond, not just in a single person situation, but as well as a group.
The training happens today and tomorrow near the campus police department at the corner of University and Asher. The instructors come from the National Center for Biomedical Research and Training at Louisiana State University.
And coming up on KRK4 News, I'm ready. Are you ready? It's Thursday night.
I'm always ready.
Hey, it's Thursday night football right here. We'll take a look at the matchup a little later.
Plus, there may be some good news for these folks out there fighting these devastating wildfires in Tennessee. A look at a glimpse of hope after what has been nothing short of a devastating week.
And we are live in Morrilton, and we're about 20 to 25 minutes away from the start of the 2016 Christmas Parade. I'm with the Morrilton Spirit Squads. You guys ready for tonight? Yeah! We had a nice day today. We're going to have a nice night for a Christmas parade out here in Morrilton, and we've got a nice day on Friday. But here are the numbers from Little Rock today. We started the day frosty at 30 degrees, up to 61 this afternoon. Get ready. Winter's chill isn't too far off. We'll have your forecast in just a couple minutes.